The 4th of July. The one time of the year, actually wait. One of 2 times of the year where it is socially acceptable to literally blow up the sky.
Yo, someone's got the bat signal going. What the?
What if I tried to make that into a game?
Ugh. Hold on just a second.
What do you want?
Did I hear that right? 4th of July?
Yeah?
You know that's in July, right?
Yeah?
It's
December. It's actually December now. Listen, I got sick toward the end of editing this, and I didn't want to finish it until I didn't sound, you know, dead. I mean, New Year's is close. It has fireworks. Well, yeah, we could just say this is a New Year's thing instead of 4th of July. Yeah, that works. I'm sorry, bro. Just let me cook. Let me cook.
all right. But whatever you're cooking smells really bad and has got the whole house full of smoke.
Uh-huh. Every time. Alright, so here's my plan. There will be either one or many firework launchers that will randomly shoot fireworks high into the sky. You will then have to take your cursor and click on these fireworks as they're moving to make them do the pretty boom thing, in which it will then increase your score by some amount. It's kind of a simple plan, but it's my kind of plan. Where am I? Now that the project had been created, I figured my first order of business was to create an object with physics that will act as the firework, having the ability to go in an upwards direction. Because if it doesn't go up, that's kind of how you catch a lawsuit. Okay, safe for now. Post-lawsuit avoided, I decided to work on adding the spawn points that the rockets will launch from. I'm gonna be honest, they look kind of creepy when they're all moving. Let's go, we have rockets launching! But I feel like we need more. That's better. Now I know what must be going through your mind right now, because I'm in your head. It's kind of cozy in here, honestly. You're thinking to yourself, those look nothing like fireworks. They're just moving squares. And wait, don't you already have a game that you're working on that's about a moving square? And the answer is yes, and you can see it. I won't do that to you. I'm not like that. But it's right here. All shameless plugs aside, with minimal shed tears and pain, and a little bit of Disney magic and Unity's particle system. It's beautiful. Now, as cool as that looks, there's a very specific art style that I wanted to have for this project. I wanted everything happening in the game world to be pixel perfect. And to be able to accomplish this with only certain aspects of the game, I basically take what the camera sees, slap that onto its own texture, scale the texture down to a certain resolution to make it more pixelated, scale it back up to your monitor's resolution, and then slap that onto a 2D plane that's in front of a different camera that you see. Doing this will allow me to put UI elements and stuff on top without them also being pixel perfect. Now, at this point, I also got a little bit tired of the black background, so I decided to go ahead and just check out the Unity asset store, and I found this nice set of background assets that I could temporarily use just to give me something nicer to look at. Spoiler alert, they did not end up being temporary. And here's how everything looked with the new assets and the pixel perfect changes that I talked about before. Honestly, and this doesn't really happen often, it ended up looking almost exactly how I imagined it. Now that the entire game isn't taking place in the depths of the void, then honestly, as captivating as this gameplay, no, I can't even joke. It's terrible. It's awful. It's time for me to start working on some actual gameplay. The first thing I worked on was making it to where you could click on the fireworks while they're moving to ignite them. And then I went ahead and borrowed a little bit more of that Disney magic that I had left over. No. We don't need that effect again. You're overdoing it. And used Unity's particle system to make the fireworks look like actual fireworks. I also went ahead and slapped on this custom cursor that looks like a crosshair to make it a little bit easier to know what you're supposed to be doing and where you're supposed to click. And now that I had some of the basic gameplay elements implemented, what good is it if there isn't a score that you can use to brag to all your friends about your superiority? That's what I use them for. So that's what I started working on next. But there is a catch. Similar to my other projects I've worked on, I want the UI to have some nice animations with it. But unlike past projects, especially Jakob Square, instead of using animations and Unity's animator, I want to learn about and use a magical concept known as tweening. Tweening basically allows you to do animations using only code so that you don't have the overhead of Unity's animator, especially if there's a lot of UI that uses animations, and not all of that UI is being animated all the time. So for the score, I made it slowly count to the target number and then added this nice little animation that makes the score pop out a little bit while it's counting. Oh yeah, I also added this nice little camera shake effect when the firework goes off so that, you know, fill in your chest, I don't know, or something like that. From there, I just continued working on a little bit of UI work, including starting on the store, because variety of boom. Also, I don't know what you guys think, but I think that this is absolutely how the game should be played. They're not gonna fall for that. I should probably fix it. One thing that I probably spent a little bit more time on than I probably should have, but I'm really happy with how it turned out, is this super satisfying button for purchasing stuff in the store. Honestly, I might have a problem, but I feel like I could just sit here and hover over these buttons all day. Ooh, and working on the store will give me another opportunity to show off the slow counting. That's still going. Still going. Yeah, I might need to speed this up for larger numbers. Alright, I'm gonna cut to the next clip now. But here you can see the fully functional store, where we only have one type of firework spawning, but you can go into the store and buy a new firework, and it will then also begin spawning. Okay. Back from being sick. I don't know what you're talking about. I think I sound fine. So at this point in the development, I had been watching one of my friends play a lot of a game called Roll, which if you're interested, you can check out on Steam here. It's pretty cool. But the basic concept of the game is you have a limited number of rolls that you can do, and so you have to perform all of your actions to get your number as high as you can in that limited amount of rolls. Honestly, I kind of thought this was a cool concept, so I decided to implement the idea of ignitions into this game. Similarly, you'll have a limited number of ignitions, and every time you click on the screen, whether it's on a firework or not, you'll use one of the ignitions. This will require you to be much more accurate because once you run out of ignitions, the game will end. Also, because I'm a terrible person who hates fun, I decided to make the game even more challenging by adding a feature to where when you miss a firework, it removes points from your score. That accuracy better be on point. I also made it to where some fireworks have a specific height that they need to be detonated at. Now that I had completed all of that, I did have the opportunity to go back and fix what I think was the best way to play the game. And I also made it to where the game pauses in the background because, oh no. No, I didn't think about that. The game pausing is breaking my beautiful tweening. Google help. How do I fix it? How do I fix it? Wait, that's it? Hurry, we're losing him. Oh, we are so back. From here, I honestly just spent most of my time adding more boom so that the game's not as boring and has some different challenges. I also added some nice tweening animations to the actual menus themselves, or at least I attempted to. I got there eventually. Now is also probably a good time to admit that I may or may not have spent an entire week on one firework. So the idea of this one firework that caused me so much immeasurable pain, it's very simple. You click it, it splits into two versions of itself. You'd think it'd be pretty easy, but... Oh my god, I'm about to tear off my arms and replace them with my legs. As it turns out, this guy Unity right here, yeah, he gets really unhappy if you have a prefab make copies of itself. I basically had to write my own custom system for this to work, but I got there in the end, so yay me. One of the last things I added to the store was the concept of upgrades, which is something that you can buy multiple times, for example, to increase the launch rate of your fireworks. Oh god! Most of the rest of the time I spent working on the project was just building out all the various menus for the game to, you know, function. Doing some polishing, some bug fixing, adding a little more extra content, stealing music from my sister again. I mean, asking kindly for music. Oh, she did it again. One thing that I thought was pretty cool was I found this online leaderboard solution on itch.io that works really well. So I went ahead and implemented that so you can really show off to your friends that your score is higher than theirs. That dog is gonna be in every video I make, and I'm not complaining. I told you I'm not complaining.
I'm sorry. And honestly, that brought me to the end of developing the actual game itself. By the way, if I didn't mention it earlier, because I may not have, because I'm kind of bad at this, I have decided to call the name Click Boom, because that's what you do in the game. It's really good, I know. She thinks so. As per usual, is the game perfect? Not even by a long shot. Is it perfectly balanced even? Probably not. But I had a ton of fun working on this project. I was able to learn a lot of new things that I will hopefully be able to carry over to other projects, such as Jacob Square. And if you want to try it out for yourself, you can play it for free on my itch.io page. It's shown on the screen right now. I put a lot of time into it, probably more than I should have. But yeah, really fun project to work on. If you stuck with it this far, I hope you tried out. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you like, don't like, and I will hopefully see you in the next video. Bye!